Welcome to part 2 of this week's Food Forest Tours. Hope everybody's doing great today. This apple tree is really starting to put on a lot of growth. Got a lot of shoots coming off down all the way from the bottom up in the middle. Lots of new branches coming off on the side. I'm probably going to go ahead and pull that secondary main leader over here to the right to kind of get that one over. Plum tree, European plums, really starting to put on some growth. Sorry, this is actually a Japanese plum. It's looking really good. Got some of that new shoots coming up really good. Got a few others down here. Got lots of new growth coming in. It's looking really good. This apple tree's looking really healthy. Got lots of green growth coming out. Lots of new branches starting to form on the main shoot right there. Looking really good. Got some carrots coming up down here, along with, there's a cucumber and the red maple seedlings that are everywhere, it seems like. But that's good. I'm really glad they're coming up. They'll help to just provide a little bit of shade and other stuff growing and enrich the soil, so that's really good to see. Apple tree right here is looking pretty good. Some new growth still coming out, so that's good to see. This apple tree is the supposedly Granny Smith, and it took quite a beating from the fire blight. It is right over here beside the pear tree that got hit so hard by it this year. But I will probably be removing this one just since it's so susceptible. And they supposedly do good in warm climates because it looks like, it's healthy otherwise than that. But I think our humidity here, sorry, I had a bug on my hand. The humidity just got to it and it's just too much for it. So that's all right. Make room got plenty of trees to replace it with, so just replace it with something else. Pomegranate that was here is looking really good. Sending up a nice big shoot from the bottom down there. It's probably already 1.5 feet coming up down there from the very bottom. Looking good down there. Sending out also some of the branches up here survives. That's really good to see. It's not really known as a terribly hardy pomegranate, but good to see that once the limbs have gotten a little bit thicker that it survived nicely. So hopefully even some of the other ones that have, the smaller ones that have died back some this year, they will hopefully come back from the branches like this one has. This is the European plum that's looking so good. Got new growth coming out everywhere. That nice red color too looks really nice with the new growth. This is the pool over here. Let me give a zoomed out view first, that may be helpful. This is the pool that goes into that second pool right there beside it. And so I didn't realize that there was frog eggs in this one. But supposedly there was quite a ton. And I don't know if you can see them right there, but those are tadpoles. And they're actually pretty far along. They're further along than that bigger pool that I had mentioned before, where I had seen the frog eggs and then the tadpoles. So, and they are just almost that thick throughout this whole thing. I don't know if you can see how well it's going to show on there, but they are all over the water. Now that it's warmer, they're up near the top, I think, enjoying the heat some. They come up to the top, dip back down to the bottom, cool off, I'm guessing. So really good to see that. Interesting to see if there'll be some in that other pool over there. Oh, and when I came up to this, a frog jumped into the middle of it. So, oh wow, there he is. Didn't even see him. And look over kind of the top left corner, where that little stick is kind of in the water on the left, it's kind of left side though, near that top left corner. There's a very big frog chilling out right there. So it's kind of heads in the sunlight. So yeah, glad to see they're making more froggies. Apple tree right there is really putting on a lot of good growth. Probably put on about 1 foot already on both those, both the main shoot right there and then the kind of side secondary shoot right there. Looking really good, super healthy. So that's really good to see. Down here in front, the blackberry. It's looking nice down there, starting to put off some new shoots, so that's really good to see. Blueberry down there hiding is This is the one that was just covered naturally with some of the, you can see the sticks right there, and it's been filled in by this other stuff growing up all around it, so it is very well protected. Looking really good and healthy down there. It'll probably really kick out some good growth once this stuff dies, goes to seed and dies back soon. You can see that one's already going to seed, and the other ones around it will probably be doing that soon. They've just gotten huge, though. They're loving this healthy environment. This is the biggest I've ever seen them, so looking really good, like in this new food forest system with the water holding and but also well draining at the same time. So really cool. And I was just thinking, this pool, so this is looking back the other opposite way, with that way being the way we started from over there, and that was the pool with the tadpoles in it, and it flows this way. So this pool will actually probably get tadpoles if it doesn't even lay eggs here. The eggs, or the tadpoles that were all in that pool, when it rains next time, it will fill up and probably put a good stream coming through here. So I would guess that quite a few will probably get washed down into here once both these pools will fill up, and that water will probably flow when we get a next big rainfall. So that's really cool, and that'll just spread them even more, so that's really neat. Pear tree's looking really healthy. Hadn't put on a lot of new growth, but still probably, like I mentioned, it was struggling in this really wet spot that it was in. Now a very well draining spot, but also has access to water right over there, and so it is doing really good. Looks like it's storing up some energy. It also pretty much, I mentioned previously, it's pretty much girdled, so it's also probably putting some growth into the roots down there. And the lettuce is feeling really good down there. Got some peas coming up right there next to the trunk, so lots of stuff. Absolutely no work, just harvest when ready. There's a blackberry putting on some good growth right down in there. Looking really good. All the blackberries are protected naturally with these limbs, kind of twiggy limbs, and also just letting stuff grow up wild around it while it gets established. The sun gets in plenty enough right here. It also, kind of dappled sun also encourages it to go ahead and get up and get some height on it, so that's kind of nice too. This pear tree right here, I am probably gonna go ahead and remove this one, just with it being so fire blight sensitive. It's probably really ever gonna, I'm gonna probably struggle with it, you know, even if I make it in a perfect situation. And the sun coming through there, it kind of looks cool. Hope it's not blinding anybody, but it's just struggle. It's so susceptible that I think it's just gonna really cause problems even if I get it in an ideal spot. So I will probably be removing that this fall and filling in this area with lots of other good stuff. So that should be, I'm excited about that. So yeah, that'll be really fun to do. Be probably using its wood to do some stuff too, so that should be kind of interesting too. Try to put that in some videos too if I decide to do some stuff with that. Thanks for tuning in to part 2 of this week's Food Forest Tours. I'll see you soon in part 3. Bye guys.